So I assume you can see my screen. I assume everyone here today has joined this webinar to gain answers to the big questions of $100,000 brand formula. So we are here and eager to reveal this process for you. We are going to walk you through the process, how it usually goes with the brands we have worked from idea to successful Shopify store. So briefly about us three that have joined and joined today this webinar and are going to engage with you. So my name is Sabine, and I've been working with Supliful for over one and a half year. I've been part of digital services team, and I'm actually the person who manages all of the accounts of all of the new entrepreneurs that are joining us here with Supliful and are eager to launch their own brands. So actually, I've seen a lot of stuff happening. So yeah, looking forward to share these insights with you. So you already met Thomas. He's now part of the sales and operations team, but he's been a very sort of close person to digital services team as well. As he has developed a lot of processes here for us. So he has, trust me, a very big knowledge that he is also excited to share with you. And then, we have our amazing Marta joining today as well, who is actually head of the whole digital services team. So, safe to say, you are indeed in safe hands today of sharing these insights that we have discovered. So, make sure to perhaps have some notes by your side. We have a lot of stuff to cover today. I do have my glass of water, so stay hydrated. You'll see that the topic, the niche we are going to discover today is also going to be closely related to hydration in our body. So, without further ado, let's just move on. So, today we have a pretty dynamic agenda to cover. So, we will briefly introduce you with Supliful, what is it that we do and how we help our brands. Then we'll have a thorough dive into, I think, the most interesting part, which is our blueprint of how we have launched brands. We'll share it in 6 steps. Then quickly touch upon how does the actual launch phase of your brand looks like. Not only that Thomas is also going to briefly cover several customer acquisition strategies. And then at the end of the webinar, we will also walk you through how of our Supliful digital services that can help you to launch your own brand. And also, of course, all questions welcome. Feel free to ask them either in chat, but there will also be a Q&A session, short one after the presentation. So let's go. So what is Supliful? So Supliful actually is a digital platform that allows you to launch, grow, and operate your own CPG brand. We offer you a wide range of products that are mostly manufactured in the States. Our offering varies from skincare to supplements, coffee, and even pet care products. So there are a lot of things that you can find in our catalog. Our platform not only offers you to sell these products from our catalog, but we are actually taking care of your fulfillment of the orders and also managing your inventory, taking care of it. So, as you heard, we are three eager colleagues joining from a digital services team, and all together we have worked closely with over 500 brands in over 2 years, I believe, time span. At least it's been one for me. And we have seen very different journeys. We have seen mistakes, we have seen some failures, we have seen some wins, and we are here to share those insights with you. And these close, relations with these entrepreneurs who allowed us to be part of their journey to launch their brand has allowed us to conclude what is that exact blueprint of launching a successful brand. So here there are those 6 important and crucial steps that I've been mentioning for several times so far. So the way how we will approach these 6 steps today is we are going to share some, I would say, maybe not so much of theoretical stuff, but some indications of how you can approach this. And then we will also give you a real life example that we have prepared especially for this webinar. We will be taking a look closely from hangover supplements niche. So we will show you how to apply all of these steps, all of these indications, mentions practically in real life. And yeah, so this hopefully allows you to make this connection with the theory and some practice. I myself am a person who, doesn't, it's not enough with theory. So hopefully this is going to help you as well. So, yeah, how are we feeling this far? Everything is good? Excited to go further? Yes, yes, I see some smiley emojis. Great. So, let's move on. So let's start with stage one, market research. Before sort of diving into market research part, I've had those calls with all of those entrepreneurs willing to launch with us, utilizing our digital services, and I've heard a lot of stories of how they arrived at their idea, how it popped into their head, and I've heard a very very different ones, but the most common answer I got was sometimes life hits you, or sometimes you're in a stage in your life where you are like just wondering what am I doing, and stuff like that. And then yeah, you may have a walk through park, or walk mental health walk next to the beach, or you just can't fall asleep, and then there is this idea pops into their head. Then they are looking for sort of partners that can help to make that real thing. And yeah, that's how the beginning is being made, by this idea, initial one that you have. So usually what I've seen, that the initial idea you have is something that is not like crystal perfect, and it doesn't have to be. The ideas are meant to be there just to pop into your head, and let's see how I can make this happen. So uh, just don't be sort of be open-minded that this initial idea can switch throughout these stages, and there can be some new stuff coming into this idea, or you can reduce some initial ideas for the brand, and so on. So market research is actually the first thing that we encourage to start with from the moment that you have this idea. And in the process of shaping your idea to a successful brand, I kindly invite you to put your egos aside. I myself also have one that sort of tells me all the time, no, this is the only right thing how to do stuff. But put it aside, and then put it aside, and just be open minded. The process is going to tell you how to approach it, and how to shape the initial idea. Okay, but enough about this market research. So this is actually time consuming but very interesting and very very crucial part of your journey. Don't overlook it. Spend some time on it. You'll see that you will get big rewards if you spend some time on this. So what we usually encourage to do in market research part are going through 2 steps. One is to start explore if the initial idea you have uh, has some sort of relevance in the area of the internet. That's a big world, internet. That's usually where all of the brands are selling. So it's crucial to understand what's happening in that environment. And the second part is to do some research on popular brands in your niche. So exploding topics is one of the tools that you can utilize. I'll show you an example afterwards how it works. What is Exploding Topics? It's a platform that shows you tendency and relevance of particular topics or trends based on searches, mentions, and conversations on the internet. So that's pretty, I would say, a very convincing tool to see what's happening on the internet with the idea of yours. And then, as self-explanatory as it is, you should just research the popular brands in your niche. Just Google them. Google is the most common way how we know how to approach research. So let's see how to apply these two steps practically. So basically, we started with going to this exploding topics platform, and we quickly noticed that it wasn't that easy to perhaps find like this particular topic hangover supplements that we knew that we wanted to build this brand around with. But what we found is such topic as electrolyte powder, which closely fits the niche of hangover supplements, because electrolytes also helps us to replenish the body after maybe wilder or calmer night out. So what we discovered that electrolyte powder is actually something very trending, and there is an upward going trend for it. And there was a growth of 300% of these searches and buzz in the internet about it. So that's when we sort of started to get the validation. Okay, so there is something to it. And then we went to research other popular brands in the niche, in the hangover supplements niche. So this research is pretty critical, and don't procrastinate it, and don't be afraid of the findings that you might find. What I've heard is that people, go ahead, search for what's happening in the niche, and they find out some five brands already operating in it. That shouldn't scare you. That should just indicate to you that there is indeed a demand. You should just work on some unique angle that you can give, like a fresh idea in the particular niche. So we did the research. We are here. We have added these examples of some brands that we found, and what we discovered first is that most of the brands used very interesting product names. I guess to appeal to the customer base who might be interested in hangover supplements, you perhaps are supposed to keep it fun. So that's one conclusion we already drew, that's something indeed we will also have to focus on thinking of an interesting product name. And another thing that we actually could already conclude based on this research is what might and could be the potential customer that we are targeting. These other brands have already kind of done the job for you of doing the same research. Now you can just see where it has taken for them. And so we got this idea that the reason why people are interested in hangover supplements is because you feel quite bad the next morning waking up after this night out. And many of those brands stated some of the reasons of it, which is one, that alcohol initiates detoxification. So this detoxification was sort of a keyword that you will see will take further to find our products and will guide us throughout. So what I can share as an account manager working with many other friends brands in the brand launch process is that actually not a lot of them utilize interesting product names. I've seen examples where having an interesting product name helps you greatly in marketing afterwards, because there you can imply different sort of storytelling for it. And another thing, and that's a huge issue I've seen, is that entrepreneurs just take a very broad niche and decides to target everyone. And I know it might seem like a super intuitive way to go. Oh, let's just target everyone because that's the safe play here. You'll be surprised that indeed it's like one thing that almost instantly increases the probability of some failure in this initial phase of building your brand. So don't be afraid to take a very sort of niched market. That's going to help you greatly, and you'll see why. So that's about market research. That's about these two crucial steps. So exploding topics, just do some research, and research your competitors to actually see what's there in the market. So the next stage, we are already in stage 2, is finding your product. Perhaps some of you have heard of this mention of market and product fit, and that is something that I, as an account manager, has also been pushing to our brand holders, that you need to find one. Because first you start with the market. Okay, you see there's a potential. I think I found my niche. So now what? And choosing the right product is, again, maybe pretty self-explanatory, almost as important as the market research in the first hand. So yeah, the stage, I might say this may be a lot for each of the stage. This is a very crucial one, this is a very crucial one, but trust me, these 6 stages are indeed crucial ones. So don't choose many products is one thing I can suggest, and find your hero product. And let's see how this works both theoretically and practically. So, 2 things how we approach the product selection is do some research on the products, and do some research on the case studies and scientific studies to prove and validate your idea more, even at the beginning, to yourself, so that you are confident in what you are going to sell. So let's start with the first step of selecting a trending product. So this is actually where Supliful comes in as a very handy partner, because we have now over 250 products in our catalog. And I think, yeah, I already mentioned several collections of those products that we have. So that definitely helps to help you to choose the one and only shiny product of yours. So what I think definitely would help is start with noting down those pain points that your customer experiences. So we already sort of walking through the stage 1 have this idea. So okay, people feel terrible after a night out. They probably question everything. Why did I did this? Why did I did this? Will I ever do this again? But usually they just feel really bad physically, and that's the detoxification that leads to this terrible feeling. So again, this trigger word, detoxification. So list those pain points, because searching for a product can take some time, and it's just crucial, and it's going to save some for you if you just remind yourself what you actually are looking for, what you want the product to solve. So what we did, we went through our catalog, and we found 8 products that more or less help to treat these consequences of a night out. We picked them and listed them so that we see what's the overall vibe here, what are the products, and we did a deep dive into each of those products. So what is, I think, crucial to understand, that almost every product have multiple applications of it. Uh, Perhaps you go ahead and see, oh, complete multivitamin, and you think it's just a generic vitamin, but you'll be surprised of how many things and how many customers you can target, how many different niches of customers you can target with one product. So keep in mind that. So here to add from my experience is that again, don't think that if you will choose a lot of the products and that this increases the probability to appeal a larger customer base is essentially the right thing to do. The win strategy we've seen is if you pick a very niche the market and pick 1 to max 3 products that very directly solves the pain point of your customer. So pick a hero product, and here you can see, so we have 8 products, how to pick this one hero product. So what we did, fast forwarding, we deep dived into each of the product as mentioned, and I will highlight how we deep dived into one of these products that we selected as our hero product for hangover supplement brand that we are building here together with you. So as I said, each product can have multiple applications of it. So here we quickly realized that the product has 4, and the product, this natural gut wellness product, it has pretty unique ingredients, and then we just simply reviewed them, researched them, and that allowed us to discover that one of the angles this product offers is that it binds these electrolytes and provides this detoxifying process. You might hear a lot of detoxification throughout this presentation, but this is just this one pain point that we are trying to solve. So yeah, we just were thinking, okay, this is a pretty interesting product. Let's go with this one. And don't think that the previously selected 8 products are just for nothing. Later, when we'll talk about how to build your Shopify store, those are actually great upsells you can later utilize. You can build bundles with them. Just don't throw that list yet on the paper that you put throughout this research. So here we are. So we have done this product research. We have picked 8, and out of those 8, we found this one product as our hero product that we think ourselves is an interesting one. It's pretty unique in the market, and it has the ingredients and the benefits of the pain points that we are looking to solve. So the next thing we mentioned is the scientific studies, case studies, and so on. So what I've seen is that we have been asked a lot to add these scientific studies to the stores and the brands that we are helping to build, because it just gives an additional credibility for the product that you are selling. I've heard that customers for our entrepreneurs, they are asking, how do you know this works? Are you really convinced that the formula is the one working? So knowing this, the science behind this particular product is just going to, again, help you boost your, as a brand holder, confidence in what you are selling. And that's another like win thing to go with is confidence. So there are many ways how to approach this scientific studies research. We probably know the most convenient one which is just to Google it or ask AI to find these insights for you. And this is again where we sort of, with Supliful team, have tried to help you because our Supliful catalog, for almost every product that we have there, we have listed those scientific studies that our sourcing team has done research on, so that you actually have them already by hand. So what we can see here are the ingredients of the hero product we chose and several scientific studies there. So for example, birch chaga is eliminating radicals, and birch chaga is an antioxidant. So these two things help greatly with hangover treatment. So there you go. There is some science behind the product. And this is actually something you can utilize later as a powerful marketing tool. You can push some stories around it. You can make some content around it. And this can help you, sort of position and tell more about your brand in social media afterwards. So yeah, and as I said, that's actually a thing that end customers are requesting to see. I want to know the science behind it. So wrapping it up, from the stage 2, what we have is we have done the research of products, we have picked our product, and we have validated the science behind the product. And that's the stage 3, which is to validate your idea further and come up with your ideal customer definition. So based on the research we did, considering researching the competitors, researching the product, researching the market trends, we decided to conclude our customer definition to be a person who is a socially active person, aged from 21 to 45, living in urban and suburban areas in Europe and America. He or she definitely needs to be a very socially active person, in the sense that he or she attends events involving alcohol, which leads them to experience hangovers. So this is how we sort of approached defining our ideal customer, by defining the age range, gender, some sort of geographic, which can help you in marketing, the lifestyle of the customer, some pain points they experience, and already started to think of some unique selling points that we can later utilize in store or on the labels. And then it's never enough I don't think there is such a concept of, there's too much of validating your idea. Definitely, you don't need to overthink it, but you need to think about it. Um, so I think once I heard an interesting story that person had this idea. He was already starting to think about it, did some research, and some excitement started to build up. And then they went on to tell about the idea to their friends and family. And I think those are the biggest critics in our lives. And they started to ask a bunch of questions, and the person just didn't have those answers by hand. And yeah, he just simply he thought that maybe I should just quit this because I don't have those answers by hand. That's why I just all of the questions you can think of can prepare you to this very hash meeting with your family and friends of introducing this idea to them. So we sort of already answered who is our ideal customer, what specific problem we are solving for them. There are many, many of those questions out there. But just by adding additional two that we think are crucial also to think about is how saturated is the market. And again, as I mentioned, maybe it's even more worrying if you find a niche and there is like no brand at all. Like it might trigger you to think, well, maybe there is just simply no demand for it. So there's always room for innovation, and these stages and finding these unique angles is something that helps you to position yourself in the market. And another one is what makes your supplement formula relevant, such as what are the ingredients there, what is the sourcing of the product, what are the benefits. So that's something we already did in the product research part when we deep dived into each of those 8 selected products we showed previously. So a little check-in now. Maybe that is indeed a lot of information, but just yeah, let me know how are you feeling now, and perhaps by hearing what we have talked about now, maybe you can share if you have ever thought of building your own brand. What niches of how you thought about the brave ones? Maybe you can share those. And yeah, just let me know how are you feeling. Don't be afraid of the information. It's just yeah, very intense 45 minutes that we cover to give you this. Okay, so Antonio is saying organic soaps. Carlos is mentioning clean supplements for high performers, cognitive enhancement, herbal plant based supplements. Antonio is feeling good but is nervous. So am I. But that's part of life, I guess, just being a bit nervous. But don't be nervous. I think this blueprint sort of allows you to eliminate some mistakes that others can do, and you can sort of treat this as a win that you have joined this webinar and are willing to learn. What else do I read here? Supplements for health and wellness, digestive supplements, and doggy ear wipes. We do have the product actually. We have an office dog, Percy. He liked them, that I can tell for sure. Yeah, hair growth oil. We do have that one as well. 100% natural supplements for corporate girlies. Maybe that's something I should look into. um, yeah, well cool to see if that you have thought about these things. I guess we can move forward with the part that I find the most fun part. So what have we done so far? We have researched the market, we have found our product, we have validated our idea. Those are only 4 questions, but as I said, feel free to think of any. We have come up with our ideal customer definition. Guys, I would say we have done a very huge work. These 3 stages are intense ones, but I think you can tell and can see that they are pretty valuable and actually, I would say, interesting 3 stages to go through. So what we will cover further is another 3 stages. And as I said, for me, that is the most fun part. And we are going to talk about the visual identity, label designs, and store design process. So how we usually approach helping our entrepreneurs to come up with sort of defining their visual vision is by introducing several tools. So nowadays, it's good to live nowadays because we do have a lot of tools, AI or digital tools that actually help us to assist us and scrap this process as visual identity, which might sometimes sound overwhelming, but it's definitely a part that can and will build an excitement for you. So what we usually use for this stage is Pinterest. Very simple, just like that. Just the Pinterest, the same old Pinterest. Um, what we invite here to do is gather everything that you feel like resonate with the vibe you want to give. Any images of lifestyle, any colorful patterns, any label designs that you like, anything that you look at and think of like, yeah, that's how I want my brand to feel like. Because creating this board is going to later allow you to just zoom out, look at it, and sort of start, it will allow you to draw some conclusions from what you see there. So yeah, save those ideas. Then there is another digital tool which is Canva, and the Canva offers such option of color generator. So you simply upload some of the images that you have pinned to your Pinterest board, and it's going to generate this palette for you. So that's exactly what we did. So if you look at the style guide we are building for this hangover supplement of ours, it's pretty colorful. That was one of the aims for us because, well, we need to appeal to younger customer base uh, because they might not think of the consequences that much. So elements that definitely attract younger customer base are colors, are patterns, are some fun, engaging lifestyle images. So that's the palette we got from Canva Color Generator of some, I would say, pretty vibrant colors. And then it's also time to create your logo. Um, Again, many tools out there. For example, AI tools, ChatGPT, Luca. A lot of our entrepreneurs have used those tools, especially at initial stages where you maybe just want to get this done quickly, want to see the result quickly. Those work great. You can also hire a freelancer, or we also have such service in Supliful, where the mood board that we are giving to you is exactly what we would deliver, as well as logo files for you. So that's for the first part, which is visual vision. You have this mood board, you have some idea to then take further. So then let's move on to a very dynamic process, which is label design process. I actually think it's a whole science to build a good label, but it is definitely a science that can be cracked. Uh, it's a fun process. Again, I love this stage 3 to 6 because it just builds the excitement because you start to see practically have everything you've done beforehand, just starts to make sense. So here we thought to perhaps share some best practices and suggestions from our experience of helping again our entrepreneurs to build those brands, do the label designs, and so on. So definitely maybe a very self-explanatory one, but I've seen cases where such an maybe self-explanatory step has been missed, is use the color palette that you worked on before. Just because there is consistency, just because it just makes sense also to your end customer, not only to you. So use logo and product name wisely, in a sense that you make them visible. Maybe once you do the label, just go 3 steps back from the computer and maybe just see if you can actually read what's there. Because if you put like a little letters there, pretty confident that no one's going to read that. So make sure that those two things are visible, because that's going to also create some sort of memory for your end customer. What we also usually do with our label designs in Supliful, with our label design service, is that we add icons on the labels that highlight the benefits of the product that sort of helps to tell the story of the product even more. Um, just also make it clear to understand what the product actually is, especially for those products that you come up with very custom names. That's a mistake we've seen. You put like a product name that maybe is fun to you, but then again, you look at the product and you think to yourself, okay, so cool name, but what does it actually do? Use consistent typography in a sense that all of your body font is like a one font, and then your product name font is something bigger and more understandable, uh, more visible, not more so understandable, but visible, yeah, to your end customer. And very, very, the last thing on the list, but actually the most important thing on the list, is to just simply make sure that your label design includes all of the label requirements by FDA, which are supplement facts, warnings, ingredients list. If you work with us and launch your products with us in Supliful, we actually make sure that your labels are compliant, as all of the label designs go through the verification process. So let's take a closer look to the label design we did. So remember I mentioned that interesting product name that we should think of? Yeah, that's not that easy. Of course, we use the artificial intelligence to come help us with this as well. Maybe it's a good thing that AI is not so trained yet, but we kept getting names that already exist in the market, and that's actually the hardest part, to find a name that hasn't been out there by different markets. I think there was something related to hangover in the name, and that was actually some sort of wood company. They produced wood, which was interesting. But yeah, at the end of the day, we decided to go with last night because the name itself gives you an idea of what the supplement is meant for, and also is something different than just simply putting natural gut and wellness as the product title. So yeah, we, as you saw on the video, we did apply the branding colors just to appeal to our audience of young people. uh, we try to incorporate this clear brand and product hierarchy. This is what I told you beforehand. Make sure that your brand name is visible and your product name is visible, as those are, I would, in great confidence, sell the first two things that the customer sees when he or she looks at the label and the product itself. We added some functional claims with the icons, as mentioned. We decided to not only focus on the benefits, but also explain how the product actually works. So if a customer takes the bottle and reads more, he has an idea of what the product is. Yeah, we try to use a fun font for the product name, and kept some pretty basic font for the body. And again, yeah, try to make that so that the label is also FDA compliant. By the way, if you use our services, you do get these label files at hand, and all of them have this information, all of those requirements already listed. You would just simply need to iterate the design on it. So what we've seen from experience, well, I think I understand why it might feel like if I put so many things on the label, yeah, it's gonna work. Well, no. If you put so many stuff on the label, imagine it's just a small piece of paper, and it's not even the whole that the customer sees on the bottle. Remember that it's being put on the bottle of your supplement or other CPG products. It's just going to look like a big chaos if you put really bright colors, if you put a lot of graphic elements on it. I would say minimalistic approach is the key here, because at the end of the day, you really want the customer to understand what is it that you are selling. So yeah, make the product name visible. Trust me, I've seen so many cases where I don't even know what the product is for. And just don't put too much also text on the frontal part of the label. So we are actually approaching stage 6, which is store design process, and that's something that I have been working. Like, this is the stage I have been working the closest to of building these Shopify stores. So first impressions matter. What we suggest you really think about is a clear homepage design. Have a hero banner with the product that you sell. I know I've seen so many brand holders being so obsessed with this idea of perfect design when it starts to get to the point where it doesn't make sense and I don't understand what you're selling. So having a clear hero product banner is the way to go. Then perhaps add a promotional bar, some scrolling bar, or simply an announcement bar stating that there are free shipping, that there's free shipping available, returns, and so on. Another great tool is a comparison table. It sort of nudges this confidence in your brand. Tell actually, what your brand is about, what the product is on the homepage, and have clear call to action buttons like shop now, so you can convert those customers from homepage already. And the second most crucial thing, or maybe even the first most crucial thing, is your product page. Make sure it's optimized for conversion, that you use high quality images, clear product descriptions, that you have some discounted product multi-packs. As you see in the video, there were those quantity bundles. Uh, Add some customer reviews. Obviously, you are going to gather them by time. Think of you user generated content to add there. Just those social proofs that validate your product. And yeah, just clearly mention also the benefits of the product. Another thing that you definitely should think about in your Shopify store are several apps for marketing. For example, Klaviyo is an email marketing tool. Think about subscription. We love recurring revenue. It just helps us to feel calmer at nights, that we know that there is something that's going to come in every month. So subscription feature is very powerful tool for this recurring revenue. Make sure that you have those policies listed, payments sorted out, and everything. So yeah, and as I said, gradually you can also start to build multi-product bundles with those other products from your list and work them as upsells. So that's, long story short, about the Shopify store design. And here we are at the final stage, which is launch. Nothing complicated is happening here. You would simply need to set up your payment gateway, connect your domain, install all of the essential apps, such as the ones I mentioned before. Make a test order to understand that this works, so that there are no pain in the brain if something doesn't. And yeah, just so you can validate the whole flow, and then you are ready to launch. You have a brand, you have a store, you have a cool product, you have a cool label design. But that's not sort of where it all ends. So this is where Thomas is going to jump in and tell you a bit more about this bonus part that we add to the webinar, which is customer acquisition.
Hey, yeah, thanks, Sabine, for the awesome presentation so far. So customer acquisition and marketing is a very, very broad topic, right? There are no real rights or wrongs when it comes to marketing. I've seen some creative approaches, some unique approaches, but what I want to share with you are some fundamentals, because there are still some mistakes or fundamental things that new brand owners don't do in the beginning that kind of hurts them in the long run, right? So what I mean by that, you should really listen to Sabine when she says that you should start with a very narrow selection of products, because it helps you with focus on your target audience, on your key pain points that you want to solve. Because when you get to marketing, you will have to approach this audience and amplify your solution, right? Your messaging about the solution. And if you, let's say, choose a single product with a couple of pain points, you will be able to create much more personalized messaging. You will be able to invest more resources into marketing and selling this one product. So, but yeah, so regarding customer acquisition, uh, there are two types of traffic. There's paid traffic and then there's organic traffic, right? Very basic stuff. Most of the things I'll be covering is kind of quite basic, but yeah, but just want to get this out of the way. So fundamental differences are that you have more control over your paid customer acquisition channels. In most cases, the more money you will spend, the more sales you will get, and anything in between is depending on the platform you're using, on different variables like creative, messaging, product market fit, etc. But ultimately, you have the most control when you use paid customer acquisition channels. And then there's organic, which sometimes can even overperform paid ads or traffic just due to the general nature of virality. We've seen, some brands relentlessly post videos on TikTok, and suddenly, whenever this one video goes viral, new orders start flooding. But obviously, they don't know which of those videos that they will post is going to go viral, right? But yeah, so most common approaches I've seen from brands that do get those $10,000 a month in revenue when they get to that milestone is mostly thanks to paid ads. And this is going to be important when you go beyond those $10,000 a month because this is how you effectively scale. You want to have uh, an ability to forecast your revenue based on ad investment, and that's realistically done with paid ads, right? So whether it's social media ads or Google ads, in some cases you can run influencer campaigns in a very structured, controlled, and calculated way. So my most I think like my top one advice would be to just choose one of these customer acquisition channels, um, whether it's paid or organic, narrow it down even more, see where your audience is, where most of your audience is located in. If it's a younger audience, most of them will probably use TikTok. If it's a more senior audience, Facebook might be a good choice for you. But regardless, choose one platform, preferably paid traffic platform that you see your competition's advertising in as well, and just double down on it. Don't spread yourself too thin. Imagine you have like $1,000 of monthly ad budget. Just funnel it all into one platform and really squeeze the most out of it, right? And become really, really good at it. It's better if you're really good at, let's say, Facebook ads than you're mediocre at SEO, TikTok videos, and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so I'll take a brief pause just to read the chat and see if there are any questions regarding this customer acquisition part. Um, Any workarounds for the supplement product and social platforms like Facebook and Google Shop when trying to promote many of the items? Aha, okay. This is actually a good question from Caleb, and I've received quite a lot of feedback from new brand owners. Um, what you should avoid is using any claims in your ad copy and be very conservative on your product pages as well, because Facebook Shop and Google Shop, they tend to crawl your product pages to see if you do claim any, health claims. Generally avoid words such as cures, um, such as prevents, anything like strong worded like that, because supplements is somewhat of a gray area for these advertisement platforms. They don't want to take this like unnecessary risk, so it's easier for them to just ban your accounts. The largest accounts we've seen selling supplements, they don't care about Google Shop or Facebook Shop. They don't need this ability to tag a product in their Instagram post. So if you just run Facebook ads without tagging products and still lead traffic to your Shopify store or product pages or whatever, you should be fine generally. It's when you want to list those products on these platforms, they tend to kind of flag you. Um, okay. Um, Joran, yes, I recommend to just sell in US. This is one of our suggestions as well. US is such a large market. There's not many regulations when it comes to supplements, so just go ahead, full steam in US. Also, if you're using Supliful, our shipping times and shipping rates are the best in US. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Yes, so um, one of our case studies, which is actually the idea that kind of led us to this idea of doing this webinar, is this brand called Simple. So they joined us about 2 years ago. I think they were one of the, no, I don't want to say one of the first ones to join our brand accelerator program, but definitely pioneers. I would say it like that. So what they're one of the cases where they came to us, they joined the brand accelerator program, and we helped them launch and get to $100,000 in revenue, which they reached in their 6 months. They've since surpassed it. So how it came to be is um, the whole process that Sabina showed you, we also provide this as a service. So they went through all of this market research, label design, store design process with us, and ultimately they launched with 10 products. They had this idea of launching a holistic wellness brand. They had immunity supplements. They had supplements with melatonin, fat burners, etc. Right? Um, After some time, after having these 10 products, what they saw is that most of the revenue comes from just a single product, and that's not just their case. It's a case with a lot of brands. Just to be completely transparent with you, I think like top five or even six brands here at Supliful, they mainly sell just one product. They've tried diversifying their portfolios, adding new products, but at the end, um, for some reason, it's always this one SKU that brings like 90% of the whole revenue. So I want to emphasize even more what Sabine said, that starting with like 100 SKUs is not gonna help you sell more, right? Uh, Ultimately, what you want to do is find that one winning product that is going to drive you most of the revenue, and then you can start experimenting with new products and new product lines. Um, and they, in their case, they had slight unfair advantage in terms of marketing because their brand is powered or fueled by an influencer. So Jessica had already a following on Instagram that then she leveraged to bring in first sales. The thing about launching a consumer packaged goods brand, especially supplement brand, is recurring revenue that comes through subscriptions, right? So the first, initially, you need to do this initial push in sales to get the first customers in. But general statistic here at Supliful shows that 30% of customers are going to become repeat buyers from you. So this also reflects in your customer acquisition strategy because most likely you won't be able to acquire a customer and make a profit on your first order, right? So like marketing has become very, very competitive. You're competing against other large brands with massive marketing budgets. So you might expect to see customer acquisition costs range between $40 and $80, maybe even higher, right? And that's normal. Last week, we spoke with a brand that does $30 million a year. They don't even make money on their first order, right? So what you need to focus on is on customer retention and on customer lifetime value. Because eventually you will start making money from the same customer after 2 or 3 months down the line. So yeah, back to this case study. So they leveraged Jessica's audience and pushed the initial sales, which helped them overcome. Later on, they did enable Facebook and Instagram ads to help them boost sales even further, which worked quite nicely for them. But yeah, so that's a quick case study for you. It is possible to launch a brand with Supliful with our default packaging, with our labels and all of that, and earn $100,000 and more. Okay, so I'll walk you through our services briefly. So everything you just saw in this presentation, starting from branding, label design, store design, we also provide at Supliful. We have an in-house dedicated team that we call digital service team that are great at this. And one thing that we didn't really mention that much during this presentation is the brand accelerator. So that's ultimately our complete package that entails all of this. And it also gives you access to Sabina directly, right? So that's really the only way how you can consult with us, get directly in touch with us, have a direct line of communication, have calls, etc., and have us advise and help you in building and launching the brand. So yeah, and there are also some services and support we can provide to already established brands or those who are looking to scale. One of those is branded customer support. What it means is our customer support connects to your store, to your own branded email addresses, and communicates with your end customers directly. So you don't need to be a middleman there to send returns or answer product questions, etc. So we have that as a subscription. Then we can also source custom products. We can also develop custom products for you. Obviously, there's no shortcuts or cheat codes in terms of needing initial investment. You will still need to pay upfront for your bulk orders, guys. Sorry, that's just how it works. And then there is Amazon FBA. So if you want to unlock an additional sales channel, which is Amazon, we can ship your product to Amazon fulfillment. where they can where when after which you can unlock same day deliveries with Amazon, etc. So one of our top sellers has established Amazon as their number two sales platform, sales channel, and it's quite close to their primary sales channel as well. Um, Okay, guys, it's Q&A now. While I was talking, I see just chat, running by. So there's obviously a lot of questions. Um, please, l- if you, we might miss some questions here or there. If you for sure want your question answered, please leave it in the Q&A section. Like you will see a button Q&A at the bottom. Press it, leave your question there, and we will eventually answer it. Okay. So maybe Sabine, you want to take over initial questions.
Yeah, I have opened up the Q&A. So let's go through those. And as Thomas said, if you want to, us to really answer it, just make sure to post them there. So the first question we have is, do you guys do print on demand? If no, what is the minimum order quantity? So yes, we do print on demand for a lot of our products. Recent feature of our is that there are also some products that you can order with minimum order quantity, but most of our products are available for print on demand. That's actually what we do. So yeah. The next question we do have is, how much do you charge for me to have a store ready so I can start selling and making a profit with the aim of reaching the $100,000 target? So stay tuned. We are going to share discount codes to our digital services. That's gonna indicate you the prices for those, how much it costs if we help you to build your store, what covers the part of reaching the $100,000 target. I would say it's 95% your determination to reach that. We don't guarantee you, that, come with us and you're going to make $100,000 instantly. It really depends on your determination, of the time you invest in it, also financial investment in marketing afterwards. So that's just something how it is. There is no, like golden spoon that we give you and it's going to guarantee that you'll be like a millionaire after this. That's just how life works. You have to put in some work. So yeah. Then the next question we have is, are we able to request other views of what our bottle label looks like for the Shopify product images, or are we only able to use the stock images provided on Supliful? So yes, that is like the default option we give to you. After you upload your label files in our platform, you do have these mockups that you can dispose either in your social media platforms or in your store. But there are many tools that can help you, build more advanced options. And essentially, that's also something that we do offer to create more advanced mockups as well. Okay, so Amanda is asking, do you have any recommendations on finding influencers, such as reputable place to find influencers without sending them a direct message, because we all get them and disregard them due to scams. Maybe Thomas, this is something you can jump in on. Do you have some tea to spill on how to find? How do you recommend to find influencers so that they don't treat them as scam?
Sure. So there are several influencer databases, and it's kind of up to these database sites to vet their influencers and provide a list of suggested ones to work with. Um, those databases are Influencer Club. We're also using Influencer Club for our own sales campaigns. Then there's Modash, which is another good one. When you have at least $10,000 in monthly sales via Shopify, you can use Shopify Collabs feature. So this is native Shopify app where you can publish your brand and influencers will apply. But I think what I've seen work the best is you just doing your own research, going through just looking up influencers on Instagram, seeing what they post, what type of engagement do they get, do they have like legit comments, legit following, because ultimately it is not about the amount of followers, it's the quality of audience, right? That is going to drive sales. We've had a great example of two influencers launching. One influencer had 1 million followers, another had I believe like 6 or 7 thousand followers on Instagram. The smaller influencer outperformed the large one in sales. So it all depends on the audiences.
I can already tell. Maybe Thomas, you can take the next couple of ones. I think you have what it
Sure.
takes to answer those.
Sure. Okay, so building marketing and drive awareness sells, but the customer journey doesn't end at checkout. Fast delivery, retention and brand loyalty equation, need faster experience instead of USPS. So you can enable USPS priority as well. It's going to be a day faster, but what we can see, the average shipping times are within like 2 to 3 days within US. So it's not like Amazon Prime level, but it's still super fast compared to brands maybe shipping from overseas or something. But yeah, completely agree. It doesn't stop at checkout and everything that comes afterwards. Super important, including shipping times and fulfillment. Um, any recommendations of Lynette is asking any recommendations how to get emails to use Klaviyo? I was quoted 10,000 target demographic emails for 2K. Not sure what you mean by getting emails. I assume that you mean like getting subscribers for your emails. And what I suggest you to do is create a lead magnet. It's a form, if it's some sort of digital product that you give out for free in exchange for their email. Most brands will do either like a workout plan if it's a fitness related brand, or a meal plan, or anything related to your niche that you think your customers would be interested in. Just create it and create a separate page and drive traffic to it in exchange for emails, and you'll be able to build up your mailing list quite quickly. Okay, so for the custom formulation sourcing, could I give you guys what ingredients I want? Yeah, absolutely. So as soon as you reach out to us with custom formulations request, you can request whatever formula you want. The more precise, the better. We will then pass it on to our manufacturing partners, and they will let us know whether it's something that they can produce and how much will it cost, etc. But please keep in mind that this is a lengthy process, and we will also perform our due diligence to make sure that you we will not kind of put all of this work just to create you a proposal for you to ignore our emails, so which has happened many times. Um, most of our products, so Zach is asking, and this is a good question. Can you speak to where your products are from? Will tariffs affect pricing? No, most of our products, like 90% of products, are produced in US. Most of our manufacturers are in US. I can only think of two producers that are outside of US, and tariffs will not affect our pricing. Matter of fact, we will somewhat soon even decrease our pricing. So stay tuned for that. Um, what was the winning product for Simple? It's fat burner. So if you'll open their store, if you'll find their store, you will see that they put a lot of emphasis on it, and you will see their content online. It's also gonna be around that one product. So. No, someone's asking if it's possible to import reviews from others selling the same product. No, we can't cross-share reviews from other brands and stores. It's not ethical. So, and those reviews that other brands receive don't necessarily apply to you. Those are brand reviews. So no. How can we guarantee product availability? Should we upgrade to another package to secure availability? So the nature of our model, which is on-demand fulfillment model, is that everyone is sharing the same stock. And we can't predict your sales volumes or any of like thousands of seller sales volumes at any given time. An influencer can pick up like mushroom gummies, launch a video, it will go viral, probably sell a ton of it, and everyone is gonna go out of stock. There's no way of us controlling it. The only way how you can guarantee stock is by pre-buying it from us. So there's a pre-buy option where you can acquire like a case of products. We will still store them in our warehouse. We'll still fulfill your orders, etc. But you will have peace of mind that there's like hundreds of units stored there. Uh, so Deborah is asking, do you set up and manage Amazon Shop? No, we don't. This might become a service later on in the future, but currently we are most competent in building and launching Shopify stores. Thanks for the question, Deborah. Federico is asking, hello. No worries, Sabine. I saw the question. So, Federico is asking whether we provide GTIN numbers. No, you need to register your own GTIN numbers because those are unique to every single brand. It's purely because all GTIN numbers share listings on Amazon, and ultimately you don't want to have that, so you will need to register your own. Christopher is asking, are you able to change the color of the bottle containers after you customize your label? Good question. So that's only possible if you go through this custom sourcing or custom production process for us, um, because most of suppliers, they will also have just this default bottles available. So we'll have to find this custom packaging supplier. We'll have to get this packaging to manufacture. They will have to, package it, seal it up, ship it to us. So it's a lengthy process to have your packaging just in a different color. Good question, thanks. So here's another question which is very similar. Can we choose between black, white, and transparent packaging? Our packaging comes in whatever color you see in our catalog. Okay, hey Thomas, how can we get other images other than the stock images we get when we upload the PDFs? The best way is to order some samples and take pictures yourself, or use ChatGPT. ChatGPT has recently released their image generation model, which is mind-blowing. Yeah, we might use it for some lifestyle and stock images ourselves. Who knows? But yeah. Okay, so Najib is asking, I'm in the UK. Do you recommend me to sell in the UK only? No, I would suggest you to sell only in US if you're using our services. Yeah. Do you have any tips for creating content for TikTok Shop? Uh, no, just take your phone and take a bunch of videos. That's the formula. There's no shortcuts to it. You can hire some content creators that is going to cost you some money. But yeah, there's ultimately only two ways how to approach it. Either film yourself or hire someone to do it. Um, Lakeisha is asking, when products are out of stock, will it automatically show on our website? I believe there is now a setting in your Supliful account where you can enable the out of stock sync with our catalog. Please go to your Supliful account and enable that feature. Okay. Um, Anonymous is asking also, when are you launching TikTok Shop in the UK? It's not in our pipeline, mainly for one reason. It's because we can't guarantee fast shipping times to UK, and not all of the products are available in UK. Like they have more regulations around ingredients and stuff like that. So we have no plans for TikTok Shop in UK. Um, Okay, so Abner asked, if I want to have a store ready to sell, do you do the service, store creation marketing? Yes, we can definitely help you with launching a store. We can also advise you on marketing, and yeah, help you launch your paid ads as well. Okay, and last question. Oh my God, we got to the bottom of the list. Steph is asking. Oh no, there's one more question. Okay, so Steph is asking, is it absolutely necessary to keep everything in the exact same place on the label, or can we shift things around? No, you can definitely shift things around. What's important is to have these mandatory things somewhere on the label, somewhere that is prominent, that is easy to spot, but you can also shift things around and be somewhat creative with your label design. Okay, so last question. Anonymous asking, is there a monthly fee on Supliful? Yes. So our platform is available at a monthly fee of $49. You can start for free. You can register an account and have a free trial assigned to you for 3 days, which you can then extend for another month for just $1. So ultimately, you get a month worth of access to Supliful for $1, and that's plenty to for you to do research, choose products, design labels, and start selling them. Okay, guys. Oh, I see. Marta has been answering your questions. Thanks, Marta. So, yeah, I think that's it. Right, Sabine?
Yeah. So the presentation will be shared with you afterwards, along with a discount code or two for our digital services, if you want us to help you and go through this process we talked about for the last hour.
Yeah. So, hopefully this webinar, this presentation was insightful to you. You learned something new today. In any case, we'll be reaching out to you. Maybe we'll add like a small survey just to ask for your feedback on this webinar, and maybe other topics that you would be interested in learning more or us talking. We might invite some, experts, maybe some brand builders to these webinars, so that we're not the only one sharing experiences and knowledge. But yeah, was really happy to see so many of you join today.
Yeah, yeah.
And good luck building your brands.
And perhaps we meet some of you soon in our onboarding calls.
Yeah,
So
perhaps.
yeah, yeah, perhaps. And nevertheless, yeah, have a nice day. I'm hopeful that you bring the sun to our country here from the sunny state you are in. So yeah, you have a nice day, and it was nice to talk to you and meet you.
Cool. Yeah.
Bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.